personalization, then if we go to the Gartner's definition of it, it's quite long. What I would say that is like the most important in personalization is that it's looking at the interaction, what the person is or the visitor is doing, and then like the behavior, what they are doing on the site, and then using that as implementing something new. So that it's specifically for this one user. The fact that if we look at the same products, it doesn't mean that we have the same interest. So it's important to know what you have been doing before and what you do after to be able to show complementary things with it. So I think that's like the most important thing about personalization as such. And how we see the personalization, or how we look at this, creating these personalized customer journeys with Frosmo, this is how we teach or show our customers to look at it. So this is what we call the 4 Ws. And it starts with who. So you think of like, okay, so who do I want to show this content to? So it's the new customer, VIP customer, or demographics. So we can have different content for people who are from Helsinki and different to those who are from Lapland. And where is then you choose the spot on the homepage where you want to put it, where you want to do these changes, where you want to hide something, put a recommendation, and so on. And then the what. The what is the largest thing. It can be just targeted offers, reminders. It can be this behavior-based content, but it can also be recommendations, or then these React components that we were talking about. Those would go here into the what section. And then there is a possibility to even, plus to all of these functions, you can actually add the when. So there's a possibility to choose when you want to do this. So is it, for example, when someone is going away from the site, or after they have read a certain amount of the page, like scrolled a bit, or if there's any kind of this kind of triggers that you want to use for showing the content at a certain time.
So the content really can be like a really small piece of content, or
yeah.
bigger, like application even.
Yeah. We, for one customer, we have made whole site-wide like layers. So basically it looks like a new site, but it's just one Frosmo modification that was for applying for a school. So it was a pretty cool thing that we did there.
Okay, then we have some examples of the personalization features. Obviously, first we have the recommendations. So we have the new recommendations feature. It's releasing soon, and if you want to know more, there's a different, like a separate webinar about that one. Please check our videos if you want to find out more. But shortly here, what you can do with the recommendations is basically you're enhancing the user experience, what we have been talking about here. You really want to bring the most relevant products for your users, so they can access them quickly, fastly, and intuitively.
Yeah.
And with Frosmo, you can bring the full control for that one. What do you actually want to show? So, do you want to show this kind of like a most viewed products, or products that users that have similar interest to you bought, or what kind of things you want to kind of like display to the user? And with that one, you can also experiment which works the best. Then we have all the advanced algorithms for that one, so we can use machine learning, those artificial intelligence algorithms like the natural language processing, for example, for that one. And one important aspect is obviously the insights. So you want to know that do these recommendations really work, and how they're actually performing, are they bringing value to your site, and you can get it quite nicely with Frosmo. So here in the picture, we are showing one example of a shopping cart. So what you can bring is this kind of like what other people bought when you have added something to your shopping cart. So then maybe these are some relevant products for you.
Yeah.
So. Then another example is this customized product listings. So one of our clients is a Finnish online grocery store called Kauppahalli 24. They have these recipes for like food recipes on their site, and they want to display the ingredients that belong to that recipe. So with Frosmo, we have implemented that whole recipe functionality to their site, and then we can link those relevant products there, but still keeping the old normal category of the product there. So in this like a slide, you can see that there's like chicken, rice, coconut milk, tomato paste, garlic, and paprika for this chicken curry recipe here. So definitely worth to check if you're Finnish client to Kauppahalli 24.
Yeah. I also we have a recording from our Frosmo Roadshow where Kauppahalli 24 where they're showing all of this or some of the examples what we're doing with Frosmo. So you can also check that out. We're gonna put the link to the thank you email, and we also now have the subtitles in English for it. So if you have been seeing it before and there was no subtitles, now we have added it. So also our international customers could see what we have done. They are totally on top of Magento. So I think that's going to be relevant for many of the listeners today.
Great. Then the third example of personalization is this segmenting users. So you can segment users based on their category preferences. So here on the left side, you might have users that are interested in sports, and then you have a sale going on in your website. So then you can display this kind of banner, for example, in the front page or somewhere relevant to your like site, and that there's a sale going on. That now it's still you have still time to actually check the products in the sports category. And on the right side, the same is for kids section when you have sale for kids selection. So then kind of like that, implementing that one is when you implement the countdown timer feature, then it's really easy to actually just display it to certain parts of a certain part of your users. In this case, the sports users or the kids users.
That's super cool. So basically what you're saying is that that same modification or the same implementation and experiment that we have done here, it's just changing a few of the pictures because of the segment?
Yeah. Basically, so it's really easy to kind of like use the same implementation.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to change the layout a bit, but then pretty much you can use the same implementation for any segment.
Cool.